All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about looping and importing libraries and things like that. So first thing I want to talk about, we got this line right here. And actually, I'm going to comment all this. If you want to comment a whole block of code, if you select it and press Control/, it will comment it out. You can press Control/ to uncomment it. Okay. So here we're just going to print value. Actually, let's do it in a loop. So we'll say for I in range 10. And so what we have here, I'm going to go through a couple lines here. First, in this line here, we're saying from random import randint. What's going on here is random is a package that we can import so we can use functions that generate random numbers or deal with random numbers. And we have to import this because it's not sort of built into it's not part of the basic kind of like Python interpreter. And this is kind of an additional feature that we can add in, that we can import, that's not included as part of the main feature set. This is still comes with Python, but if you want to use kind of some additional tools or features, you can import them in libraries like this, and you'll see that there's a lot of things that we can import, and you'll see that probably I've done it a little bit so far as well. And so if we want to use the random library or module, we can import like that. And I think actually we might even be able to look up this one. So if you like control click on stuff, you can look into the definitions of these functions and some information about them. And so if you really want to kind of dig in deep and understand what's going on in the background, you can do that. And so the way that you can pull that up is just by control clicking on there to get this random module, or you can control click here as well. And let's go to this base class, or that's the random class here, and see what's going on. So anyway, so you can import that. So we import it, and then we can run it. And so we're going to loop 10 times, and each time we're going to generate a random number. And so the way this random integer function is, it returns a random integer in a range, including both endpoints. So it's going to give us a number between 1 and 100, and it will include 1 and 100 in that range. And then it's going to print out that value. And so we can try that. We can do Python import and break. There we go. And you can see we got 10 random numbers printed out here. So we got the number 1 there, 749. You can see that list. These are all numbers between 1 and 100. Okay? And that's how we can generate a random number. So later when we do a guessing game, this is how we can generate our answer, right? By generating a random integer. Okay? And now I'm going to talk about looping a little bit. So we got this loop right here. Okay? And so this loop that I've created, it says it's going to loop 10 times, and inside of our loop, it's going to ask for an input. It's going to say, do you want to exit the loop? And it's going to save it to the variable response. It's going to tell us what time it is through the loop. Maybe we'll say this first. And then if our response is yes, we're going to exit the loop. Okay? And so let's try running that. Okay, it says the first time through the loop, do you want to exit the loop? I'm going to say no. Second time through the loop, do you want to exit the loop? No. It keeps saying no, no, no. And it keeps repeating it, and you can see it counts up 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then it exits the loop, even though I've done it 10 times because we used that for loop. Okay? And so we can also just say, if we want to say yes, what will happen is this. So if response is equal to yes, we call this break statement. And what the break statement does is it exits the loop. So we're only the third time through the loop right here. But because it's going to hit that break statement, we're going to actually exit the loop now because we had entered the yes. And so this is a way that we can exit that loop early if you want to. Or let's say if we're using like a while loop, so we're going to say while true. So it will go on forever, right? Oop. We've got to make a counter then. So x equals 0. There we go. Nope, x plus equal 1. There we go. Okay. Yes. All right. And so, no. So we can keep going looping forever. If we say yes, it exits the loop. So on the same note now, if we start to think about wanting to do a guessing game, we may start by importing this random library and getting the answer to our guessing game, and then using a for loop, give them 10 guesses, right? And then we can say, maybe ask them to, guess a number between 1 and 100. Make sure you gotta convert this to an integer. Make sure you convert to integer. And then you could do some sort of check, right? So you could say maybe check if they got it right. And if they did, send a message and exit game. And then if not, maybe say if guess was too high or too low, and let them know how many more chances they have. Okay, this could be how you could turn this into, a guessing game here. Okay, and then you can have some fun with it, be creative with it, yeah.